Hey you guys, it's Jess from Freedom Gardener Girl. Good morning. Day 7 of the roof preparation for the repairs. So we're just gonna keep hacking at this rubber membrane and trying to get it off, see how much I get done, and hopefully I can get it all off, and then start removing the rotten boards and doing some more assessments, and then looks like the rain might actually come in around 5, potentially 4 in the afternoon, so I'm going to aim for around 4-ish to start buttoning stuff up and yeah, prepare for that rain. But it would be nice if it just doesn't come, or it comes even later than that. So, but that's the plan for today. When we get started, I'll give you a recap at the end. Hey you guys, it's Jess from Freedom Gardener Girl. We're on day, I believe, 8 of the roof preparation for repair and replacement. And I didn't get a chance to do an update yesterday in the afternoon because it started raining and I had to just hightail it out of here. I ran into some problems with the front cap. But it's so badly rotten. You can't stand over there. This driveway is not level. It's not safe for the extension ladder. And my ladder does do an A-frame, but it's not tall enough. I looked into rentals. It would cost me just way too much. To buy one is even more, so it's just not an option. So I started brainstorming. I gotta think about, what can I do? Because I'm gonna have to get this board off. And there's just a little bit of the rubber membrane left on it. It's not much. And since it's disintegrating so bad, I was like, well, it may not be as efficient, but I'm gonna go on the inside and use the step ladder, and I'm gonna start just beating it and hopefully get it out. If I gotta use the multi-tool or something, or the reciprocating sawzall, do something to get it out in the safest possible manner I can. But I'm at least glad to say that I got the rubber roof membrane off. The old one was off, and it was so bad it was just flaking everywhere and all over me. But as you can see, it's pretty much exposed. And like I said, the only really bad thing, I'll show y'all, and I don't want to get too close because this thing is so bad. Sorry, there's a FedEx truck. Let me show y'all. It literally caved in there. There's like nothing holding it up. So, and you can see the little bit of that rubber membrane is left. But I'm hoping that I just beat it up from the inside. Everything will just come out and I can get it done. I don't have anybody to spot me on the ladder either, so I just have to make do. And then I gotta figure out how to... Sorry about the FedEx truck. Every time I try to make videos, it's just something. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to get the boards in place here and all that stuff. But it looks like I'll have to replace 3 panels. So this one in the very back and the 2 in the front is primary. Well, I say the 2 in the front, and then I remember that this right here is a little bit, it looks a little damaged. So maybe I need to do that one. I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Some, I guess 4 panels. That stinks. I was thinking 3, but no. That'll be 4. All right. So I'm gonna get to it, and I'll try to give you an update later on this afternoon. It's not supposed to rain, so we shouldn't have that problem that I had yesterday. So sorry about the no video, guys. Literally, nature, act of God, said time to get down. All right, I'll come back and give y'all an update. Bye. Hey you guys, I'm back. So I said I would give you an update. Today the weather has cooperated. It is now cold though, and it's starting to get dark. And I need to button up the camper. So let me show you what I have done. There's a big hole in there. Yeah, big old hole. Took out one of the trusses so I could try to make a template or, you know, make one out of it. It's still kind of rotten, so hopefully it's okay. I always had the motto, my boots belong on the ground. I would personally never have done airborne if they'd given me the opportunity, I'm gonna tell you. Not for me. So, from the inside. Alright. Yeah, I wanted to show you from up there, but also from in here. So, yes, I literally, because this was the safest option, I literally had to bust up. So some of it was really soft, I was able to get with my hands. Other things I had to use my pry bar, like my trusty little crowbar here, hammer, to pry up some of it. Unfortunately, I had to mess with wires because they run them, if you notice, they run them through the trusses, and then they run them through, you know, studs through the walls. They do that in houses as well. And so I had to kind of detach things. Unfortunately, I disconnected. I ended up tracing the wrong wires and disconnecting things I shouldn't have done. And I'm like, but at least I didn't cut them. I didn't want to cut them. Now I just got to figure out how to get it back to where it was. Unfortunately, like I said, there's so many wires through the trusses. I will have to fish them out. And then I gotta figure out where to put them back in. So that's gonna be fun. But I have a bunch of pictures. I have stuff for reference from when the ceiling panels were in, when they're out. I should be able to get it back in there. But you can see the mess it's made. I keep catching stuff. I'm sorry. There's like wires and all kinds of stuff hanging down in here. But that's what I did. I'm kind of in a debating problem, you know, here, or I'm debating because I have a problem. So, I kind of only wanted to do, repair a panel at a time, so that you have kind of something to walk on. However, the problem I'm having here is this rotten, I guess that's called a seal plate or whatever. It's the very top support piece of wood that goes all the way down, and then it gets like it's okay, and then it gets bad again in that very back corner where there's damage. And then obviously, as I've pointed out before, the slide out has some support beams that they have damage. They need help. And the best way to access that is to peel all this off, have it open so you can just lay it down. And that requires, of course, getting the slide out, like I have talked about already. And then that would leave an opening to be able to just replace all this. Put fresh wood, have it good. You know, the trouble is, of course, they put the trusses, they're attached to that beam that goes across. Every single one of them. And these trusses here are in good condition. And I don't want to damage them trying to get them out. They put these really long nails from the outside in, to secure them and fasten them in. And it damages the wood when you try to pull it out. So I'm kind of like, you know, what do you do, right? Now I could take the multi-tool and I could cut right at the very, you know, edge where it abuts, like where the truss abuts to that supporting beam, and cut through the nails, because my multi-tool will do that. And since they're really thin blades and they stay straight, other than the fact that they oscillate, they do a really good job of doing really simple, clean cuts. And I have ones that cut through metal. I have ones that cut through nail-embedded metal, or I mean nail-embedded wood. Listen to me. Ooh. And I think that actually is a better option. It takes a little longer. It's not as powerful as a reciprocating saw, but it makes a cleaner cut, and then you have less damage. And so, and they nailed all this in. There's no screws. It's all nails. So again, that also causes problems because it can tear up stuff. You see where I'm going with this. So, the easiest way to access that top, you know, plate, whatever you want to call, is to have this OSB sheathing pulled off. I just don't want to damage it in the process of doing that, or damage the truss in the process of doing that. Because again, this board directly above me and the one directly next to it, they appear to be good. They appear to be fine, and I don't want to have to replace them if they're fine. Now, OSB sucks. I don't like OSB. I would rather it be plywood. But if it's still in good shape for now, I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to replace it. But if I have to pull them off, I'm afraid that's going to damage them. I'm afraid that's going to cause a problem. And, you know, so you see where I'm coming from. I'm a little bit frustrated with that. So I got to figure out what to do, you know. But you can clearly see, obviously the rubber membrane was failing and this wood was rotting, on top of the fact that they didn't use full solid cuts of lumber. They used ones that had imperfections and had, like, you know, natural, like, sloping or, you know, grading on them. They weren't square cut, and they just left cracks. So when you have water intrusion, like you have a roof that's like the membrane's worn out, everything's wrong, more water comes in because there's no seal. There also wasn't any roofing tape, like real roofing tape on this. Like, there should have been roofing tape on the seams of the sides. There should have been roofing tape on the seams between each plywood sheathing or the OSB sheathing. The only tape they used was this stupid blue mesh. I mean, it's just transparent. There's nothing that, you know, protects anything. So yeah, no wonder. And that had to be manufacturer, most likely. So it's stupid. Obviously, when I redo that, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the roofing tape, or, you know, or you use like really strong, like Gorilla duct tape, basically. It's kind of the same thing, but either way, use it. So anyway, enough yapping. It's getting darker. It's colder. And I need to put the tarp over the roof. And yeah, let's try to wrap this up here. Also, I set up my new Husky sawhorses for the first time. These are awesome. They're really heavy duty. They have a carrying handle. They're foldable. They're adjustable height, and they also can work as a temporary job site table. They can hold 2x4s and 4x4s. And these, they have a pin, kind of like a grenade, pull pin, and you can pull this out. And I can't do it because I only have one free hand right now, but really cool, right? And then they also have, what the heck was that? That freaked me out. Weird stuff happening. And then they also have a material support, so you can flip these down, right? And you can put stuff here, which I guess, like, you can make a cross brace between both sawhorses to kind of support it. I don't know, something like that probably. But super cool. They're rated for what, 1,200 pounds each, or a total of 2,600 pounds when used together. So very, very awesome. But I decided to just put a piece of plywood on here, and I've got the old truss. It's not in the greatest shape, but I can at least get measurements off of it, and I can kind of recreate it. I got my 2x4 that I can cut down. I need to buy these new plates But I started to kind of work on that. So, and I am recording it. I do have, y'all probably seen it in other videos, the trusty camcorder. So, and I get to actually being able to edit those, and I'll be able to upload them on YouTube. You'll be able to see everything that I've been doing, the whole entire process. So, anyway, this video is long enough. Hope I haven't bored you to death, but I'm gonna get going, button up this camper, and get ready to start it again tomorrow. All right, have a good night. I'll see y'all later. Catch you on the next one. God bless. Bye.